Hi, I'm Windafire, one of the restfulness of Black Dreamscape, and today we'll be talking again about how boredom is your friend. So I'm gonna start with a song that we usually do at our live sessions of Black Dreamscape. This song is called You Can Rest. 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 You can rest, darling. That was You Can Rest. Hello, again, I'm Windafire, one of the co-collaborators here at Black Dreamscape. Today, we are going to be talking about how boredom is your friend. So a lot of times, when people are stuck at home, or just by themselves, or there's nothing to do, or there's no internet, there's a power outage, people are like, oh my god, this is so boring, and people think of being bored and boredom as a bad thing, but boredom is one of the best things that could happen. I feel. So much can come out of boredom. Yeah, so much can come out of boredom. You know, sometimes you'll be so bored that you'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap. And that's great because, you know, napping and sleeping isn't always rest and it isn't always restful, but it is a form of rest sometimes. So sometimes boredom can force you into resting. Boredom is the birth of creativity. Boredom gives birth to creativity. Whenever you're bored, whenever you're bored, if you're bored for a long period of time, a lot of times you'll find a way to make yourself not bored. So I'm going to tell a story about when I was younger. So when I was younger, I was watching a lot of TV, and I decided I think I'm watching too much TV. So I told my mom, hey, I think I'm watching TV and I don't know what to do. So my mom said, why don't we have a TV funeral? And so what we did was we baked lots of sweets and whatnot. Um, we baked lots of sweets. We made some delicious food, and we invited a lot of my friends, and a lot of my mom's friends, and we came. They came over to our house, and then we had this whole kind of, or we had this funeral for the TV, and we put a cloth over the TV. Um, and so I just didn't watch TV because the TV was dead. Um, I could, you know, take the clock off of the TV anytime that I wanted to when I felt like I wanted to watch TV again. Um, but but the TV was dead, and I wasn't going to interact with that at all. So in that time, um, the TV was dead for 2 months. The I didn't interact with the TV for 2 months then as a kid, and in that time, I had so many different ideas, and me and my friends did so many different creative things while we were outside, because we were so bored and we weren't doing anything with the TV. Um, we had like a little marching band. Um, in the shelf that I have behind me, I have like a little bin full of lots of different musical instruments. I had that as a kid too. There's more musical instruments than before, but we just grabbed musical instruments and then we went outside and we were just like marching around my backyard and the front yard, um, and we were just like singing whatever melody we wanted to sing and just like playing these instruments in whatever way that we wanted. Um, it was really interesting. A lot of things came out of it. As a kid, my mom always had different things for me to do. I had something that was something that we called the water table, which was just a table full of water and lots of things that you can float and play in the water with. I played in the water table a lot. Then me and my friends came up with lots of different games. Um, we made potions. I'm sure a lot of people as kids did this. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe that's just a Pittsburgh thing. But we made different potions. There was like a garbage can that we didn't really use, that our the neighbor next door to us didn't really use, and she let us use that for potions. Um, After this, I found the greatness of being bored. After having this TV funeral, I found the greatness of being bored and just like, being in that boredom. Um, and the whole potion thing, that was really fun. This wasn't during a TV funeral, but this was something that this is a story that I'm just going to tell because why not? It's a fun story. So, on the old block that I had, the person who was next door to us, who let us use the garbage bin for potions, she had two grandchildren who, I think they're her grandchildren. I think that would be her no, not great grandchildren. Her relatives, her relatives who are about my age. They used to visit for summers. So they used to visit for summers, and so one summer they visited, and these new neighbors moved in across the street, and they were this white family. I hated them. These kids were horrible. They were so entitled and so horrible. I'm always grateful to have kids, or I was always like, grateful to have kids in the neighborhood to play with, but I did not like them at all because, when they moved in, me and my mom always did when people moved in, we came over with flowers and with cookies and other baked goods, and we said, hi, welcome to the neighborhood, and gave them that. And I remember one time I invited them to play, and they came over, and we were playing, and we used our toys, or my toys, because I had lots of fun toys outside and in the backyard that we kept in the backyard and outside. So we did that. That was all fun. That was great for that one day. But then these kids started coming into our yard, coming into our lawn, going into our backyard, and using my bike, using all these other toys without me knowing, which was just horrible. My mom always trained me to not go into people's yards and not go into people's backyards without asking, because, you know, as a black child, that's a good way to get killed, sadly. But my mom never really explained it to me in that way. She was just like, that is very rude. So these kids were being so entitled and so rude and coming into our yard and backyard. Oh wait, yeah. So the neighbor, the people who came, the two of my friends who came and visited in the summer, always in the house next door, they were actually visiting for a year that time. They were living here in Pittsburgh for a year. And so that year at Halloween, the kids who were next, the kids who were across the street from us, these white entitled kids, their mom was very Christian. So when Halloween came, she didn't let them go and trick or treat. So me and my two friends who were visiting for the year, we all went trick or treating together and we got our candy. A few days later, we found out, or I found. A few days later, one of the girls who were visiting that year, she was very sad, and I found out why, and that reason why is because they bullied her into giving some of their candy, they bullied her into giving them her candy. That was just so not cool. So what we did was, we were like, what are we going to do? And so what we did was we decided to challenge them to a bike race across the neighborhood, because I lived in a little cul-de-sac. So we challenged them to this race, and the race, it was fun. So we were gonna do the race, but then, like, weeks before the race happened, what we did was we made what we called a death potion. So what we did was we filled the trash can up with water, and then we got all the nastiest things that we could find around the neighborhood. I forget what some of the things are. I know that we added in some buds, or some, like, flower buds in there, because they looked like Brussels sprouts, and one of my friends didn't like Brussels sprouts, so we did that. I think we put in some mud. I know, for one ingredient, which is just really interesting that our child subs did this, is that we found a dead bird, and we put that in the potion. So what we were doing with this death potion was, we weren't going to feed it to them or anything. We were just going to make it, and then we were going to dump it out onto one of the places where it is, and then they were going to ride over it, and then their bike would die, was our theory. So anyway, just because of the death potion, I wanted to say that was just something that I wanted to say, because it was a great story. I'm going to go into a little bit of a musical. Go into a little bit of a musical thing real quick. And I invite you to take this time to just rest, lay down or sit down, and just take some time to be quiet and resting. Okay. I hope you took that time to rest. Um, we're about out of time right now. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I hope you took away that boredom is your friend. Before I finish this, I am going to sing a song that we sing at the start of our live sessions of Black Dream Escape. Um, this song is called "Rest Will Come." Rest will come. 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 Okay, that was Restful Come. This is the end of our live stream. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed this. Please come back tomorrow for Annika's live stream. If you want to rewatch this will be on our Facebook and also on our Instagram, on our IGTV. So, yeah, I hope that you can take creativity from boredom, and I hope you have a happy, restful rest of your day. Bye!